Hey guys, it's Epengu here with HTC Esports on the first day of EVO. I'm joined by TSM ZeRo. ZeRo, you haven't played your pools yet, but how are you feeling so far?
I'm very confident. I think I have a really good chance of winning, so I think I'll win.
Well, I mean, you are the man to beat. Last year actually, you did not take EVO, even though EVO 2015 was one of your crowning achievements in establishing your reign. Does EVO as a tournament have any special significance to you?
I feel like EVO's that tournament that like everyone feels maybe some negative type of way at the beginning, but then like because some people don't like best of 3, 2015 had customs, yada yada. But it's that tournament where everybody's like, I may not like the rules completely, but like I am definitely gonna try my hardest with what I have. It's kind of like that deal. So 2015 I won with customs. That was a pretty big deal. Dropped no games. 2016 I had a bad winners bracket, and then I went and did like the most amazing losers bracket run. I beat pretty much, I beat pretty much all of Japan, and then placed third. So I think that's really good.
But today you're looking for first.
Yes, this weekend, yes.
You were actually pretty vocal as one of the main critics of EVO last year because of those best of 3 things, because of Saturday finals, and just the way that bracket was run. This year, Smash 4 has a Sunday top 8, and it's going to be streamed on Disney. We just heard that yesterday. How are you feeling about the way that EVO's treating Smash 4 as a game this year?
Well, I mean, I think they're doing a lot of things right. I'm really glad EVO is actually listening to feedback. They brought in the best tournament organizers for Smash 4, so the tournament is 100% going to be run properly because we have the best people running it, so I have no concerns about that. We have way more setups than last year, way more space. We have Sunday finals, which was like all I wanted. Like I just didn't want to run the whole tournament in 2 days. That's just really hard in the schedule. The schedule is a lot easier, so a lot of things are better. Just the fact that it's best of 3 is the only thing I'm not a fan of, but like, obviously, we're getting a lot of all the privileges in other areas. So I am willing to, play with what I have. And at the end of the day, a competitor has to do the best that they have with what they have.
Who do you think will benefit the most from it being best of 3, whether it's specific players or specific characters?
I think all characters that kill really early or have playstyles are like tilting, so characters more defensive, or characters like Lucario, Ryu, Rosalina, characters like that can like just take your stock like that, they're going to benefit more, because if you have a good game 1 like that, your opponent may be like, oh, EVO best of 3, like I might go into losers right now, and that might affect some people, may not. It all depends on who they are. But other than that, I think it's going to be pretty standard for a lot of ways. Sometimes best of 5 can affect things negatively or positively, in a sense that sometimes people lose 2 games and then win 3. Sometimes people get 3 anyway, and it didn't matter if it's 2 out of 3 or best of 5. So it's going to fluctuate a lot. Personally, though, somebody ran a statistic about me, and it seems that I win majority of the time, like 99% of the time, I win the first 2 games anyway. So I was like, all right, you know what?
So it's a benefit for you. Well, you were talking about tilting characters, defensive characters. You've recently been experimenting with a cloud secondary to handle Dabuz and Rosalina, who's one of those defensive characters. And you also recently have just been talking about your use of secondary characters and how people judge you differently for it. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, so there's a lot of character bias in the Smash community. I feel like a lot of people, like if you play the right character, if you're lucky to play a character whose optimal playstyle is fun for the viewers to watch, quote unquote fun, then you magically become a fan favorite just because. And then if your character's optimal playstyle is more defensive, then you're screwed. You're one of the boring players, and most people are just not gonna like you from the get-go, even if you did nothing. I think that character bias is really wrong. I think it's one of the worst things about this entire community. And some people may say, well, it's not a big deal if people don't like you, yada, but people don't understand that for a lot of these players, the more well-liked they are, the more money they earn. It's as simple as that. That's the honest truth. The more fans you have, the more viewers you get, the more revenue you can earn, and the better life you can have. So it's like some people may say it's not a big deal if people don't like my playstyle or whatnot, but like it actually affects you at the end of the month, every month, in one way or another. And obviously, it sucks when you come to the arenas and people are like, "Boo!" It's like that doesn't make it any better, Yeah. So it's like it is a pretty big deal. I wish the community will like kind of like shape up towards like judging players for more who they are and how skillful they are at pushing their characters, rather than like objectively or subjectively, saying this is boring, this is fun. Because like, for example, if I play Zero Suit, just to give you an idea, right? If I play Zero Suit, I will be considered one of the most fun players in the entire community, simply because my character's optimal playstyle is aggressive and explosive. But if my best character, for example, was something along the lines of Rosalina, people will find me the most boring player on the entire scene, even though I will be just as good with both characters.
We also see, you know, I think people in Smash 4 get really hype when we see unexpected counter picks. You see, like, Nairo's DK, who might honestly not be that exciting because just fishing for a grab, but the combos are so explosive, right? And people get hype about that. Would you say that Smash 4 is a fighting game where specific counter picks and secondaries are more prominent? And if so, why?
I think you meant his Bowser, but
I'm sorry.
no, it's fine. I think it depends because there's some matchups. It all depends on the player. It's more important to know what a player doesn't know. So, for example, if you fight a player who has no idea how to fight Bowser or Donkey Kong, and you have a good one, then you're just gonna win for free. But if that same scenario happened and the other person happens to be even better against DK and Bowser than your original main, then you're making the wrong switch. But all of the switches require you to know what is this person good against. That's like the primary thing because matchups could be bad. And it only matters if the matchup is really bad. So, like, if a matchup is even or, like, slightly in someone's favor, it doesn't really matter. It's not a true counter pick whatsoever. But if it's a character like, I don't know, like Donkey Kong versus Rosalina, which is likely Donkey Kong's worst matchup, we're talking like a 70-30 matchup at the very least, then that's a true counter pick. So you can make up some of the differences in skill between your main and secondary by counter picking properly. But it all comes down to what the player knows. That's the primary thing.
And you're aiming to be the player who knows the most.
I try to keep myself as informed as I can. I try to always like ask questions, always try to like talk to as many people as I can and try to figure out this game as much as I can. A big portion of kind of staying on top is knowing as much as you can. So I try to know as much as I can. I try to investigate.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people appreciate also that you share that with the community in your videos and stuff. Thanks so much, ZeRo, for talking to us. Are there any shout-outs you'd like to say, any messages to your fans or sponsors?
Well, obviously, shout-outs to the great Team Solomade. I love you, Reginald. I know you're watching this, maybe. Shout-outs to CyberPower. Shout-outs to HTC. Obviously, you guys are great. Logitech, the guys at Geico. I love them so much. And, yeah, just thank you all for supporting me. And I appreciate all the guys at the Scarf Army. And I'll see you guys hopefully on the stream.
Cool. Thanks so much for talking to us, ZeRo. You can catch more of ZeRo this weekend at EVO 2017, hoping to become the champion, and you can catch more from us on this YouTube channel. Thanks so much, guys.